Amherst Media, a public access station that serves the town, has been looking to build a new facility. They provide coverage of educational, government, and other critical stories that affect the community. I sat down with Dr. Demetria Shabazz, the president of the board of directors, to learn more about their mission, future plans, and the importance of hyperlocal community media.
Local public access comes out of the late 60s, early 70s, when people were really wanting more democratic participation and civic engagement. And as you recall, about the 1960s and the early 70s, there was a lot of tension, and folks began to really think critically about how we could participate within these dominant models of government, but also media. And so not only what came out of that was local public access, but also public broadcasting. And the difference between public broadcasting and public access might demonstrate what we are as local public access. We do not receive any government funding, whereas even though it's a small portion of the funding, public broadcasting does. We are independent, and we're what's called hyperlocal, even before that was a phrase, meaning we produce shows where it's local news, local events, focused on our specific area, geographic area. Our funding comes from the cable companies. And what that means is that during this time of the 1970s, folks within government and the FCC, which is a bit more democratic at the time, wanted to make sure there wasn't a monopoly in terms of content. And so local public access was one way to assure that there wasn't a monopoly within mainstream broadcasting. So we offer and have offered since the 1970s training. We have offered a place to broadcast your content. We have 3 channels, one for public affairs, one for education, and one for government, which is commonly known as PEG. And what we continue to do is offer not only media content that is locally produced, but education. And so that is what we've done since 1976 when we began in Amherst Media, and what other local public access stations do. Of course, many of them are decreasing in number. Massachusetts, we're very fortunate and privileged here to have so many still operating, but in many parts of the nation, they are gone, or they only offer maybe the government portion of PEG.
Okay, tell me a little bit about concerns about proposed FCC rule changes and how the cable companies pay for public access. Is that something that's on your radar screen and concerning?
It is totally on our radar screen. And it's not only concerning to Amherst Media, but to all local public access. Because what it means, even though the law was constantly revised in the 70s and 1984 as well, this new revision that took place in December 2018 has drastically cut our operating budget. And we're talking over 10%, sometimes 20% for the operating budget. What happens in terms of the funding in general is that you can get up to 5% of the subscriber fees, because it's really not the cable companies funding local public access, it's the subscriptions from folks who purchase cable.
Right.
And what that means with the decrease in folks of cutting the cord, so to speak, looking for other options for media content, it also means that these cable companies are able to basically see the station itself as a premium. They are able to look at the services that are offered and take that funding off the top as an in-kind type of donation. Right. So Here at Amherst Media, our funding has decreased, but this is across the board, and it's really impacted the sustainability of local public access in the nation.
And it remains to be seen what happens on that final ruling. But tell us a little bit about the future of Amherst Media. I know that you have property that has been purchased that you're hoping to build on, but there's also some other proposals on the table. Just bring us up to speed on that.
Most definitely. So Amherst Media, like a lot of local public access stations, are having to figure out other ways in which to survive. We are currently fundraising to build a building that has almost the same footprint, over 4,000 square feet, on Main and Gray Street in Amherst, which is at the kind of cultural district corridor, which is really important for us. It's also near the high school. It's near a bus stop. And where we are now, we are renting the building. Eversource, where we rent, has been really kind to us in extending our lease, but it's time that we move on. We purchased property in 2013, and we have been planning this move for a very long time. There was some problems with our proposal, because it's not only in the cultural district, it's also in the historic district. And we want to make sure and work with the historic district and work with the community to make sure that the building fits that community.
One of the proposals also was, considering a high school, which I know a lot of the high schools have some pretty high-tech, media programs as well. Is that something that's still on the table?
So it's something that we're exploring. It was also presented to us by some of the town leaders that they had some space. And they understood the problem in which trying to fit into the historic district with our new building might incur, and they proposed possibly moving into the school, but it's not without its own costs. Right. We would have to pay not only the district for the space, we would have to pay for the renovation, and it would be great also in terms of having students there and working with high school students. We have interns who are high school students and college students from the 5 colleges. So in that way, it would be a great opportunity, but it's something that we're just simply exploring right now.